Hey everyone, I thought I'd do a quick update on the store here. The kids have been going crazy with listing more cards. We are still on level 3, as you can see here, but we are now up to 4,266 cards. The boys, especially my two oldest, have been listing cards a lot. They've been putting a lot up. We went from, I don't know, we had like 500 cards to about a week and a half. We now have 4,200 that are listed. So I thought I'd give a quick update on this. Stay tuned. I'm going to go over the numbers of actually where we are week after week. I haven't been showing this lately. I kind of just set up the spreadsheet now and looking back on stuff. But my plan is to do weekly recaps of our sales and different items. So first I'm going to talk about what's going on this week. We have not had any orders this week, which seems a little odd because we had been getting a couple orders every week until we listed like 3,000 cards in just over a week. So I'm wondering if that has something to do with it. We're going to look at some things that I found that might be causing issues. I kind of hint at it right now. I think some of the kids accidentally priced some of the cards way above the actual market value. So we'll talk about that. We also had an order that came through that we had to refund. I don't know if that affected anything with TCG, but yeah, we haven't had any orders this week. And now I'm going to dive in and kind of show you some things. So here's our orders that we've had. I'm going to have to blur out who they are, but you can see these are the orders that we had, 23 orders so far. One thing I noticed is I went into the price differential of where the kids are at and where they've been listing things. And we can see that we have a bunch of cards that are listed pretty high. Some of these are damaged and whatnot, and some they put in, that they thought they were worth more because they liked the card. And I said, you can't always do that. So we're talking about listing cards. And just because you like the card doesn't mean you can put it for way higher because it's probably not going to sell. So one thing I went in here and you can click on this report, the price differential report here. And you can click on, I was looking at this differential part here. So we can see which ones are high. So we have a bunch of cards here. And one thing that stood out right away is there's a 20-cent card here, and my son listed $35, and he put 4 of them. I'm sure that was just a typo. It's a lightly played, so there's no way that that one card here, this one, should be a $35 card. So what I'm thinking happened, he was typing fast and forgot to put the decimal point, so it probably should be a 35 cents. You can go in, and you can change them pretty easily down here. So he has this one for 30 cents. And it looks like he listed one there, and we have 4, and this one he has for $35. So we'll just switch that to 35 cents here, and click save, and that should fix that one. So let me know in the comments below if you think maybe that had an effect with our store, why we're not getting orders. The kids are wondering why nothing's coming in, and they've listed 3,000 more cards on our store. So we're trying to figure out what's going on. Let us know in the comments. Have you had this happen where all of a sudden your orders just stop? We thought we were getting some momentum there, and we were having like an order every other day. It seemed like the week prior to this. So yeah, we'll have to come in here. We'll have to fix some of these. I noticed there's a few more cards that are priced not accordingly. So I'm going to go through. I'm not going to go through all this right now and show you, but I did notice that we had a bunch of cards that were significantly over the market value. So you can see 75% higher, 51%, 30, 52%. 59%. Another way we can do is differential here. We can see which ones are really high. So we have a bunch here. Here's another one, $30 card. He listed 1 and it's 28 cents. So we'll want to go in there. This is how you edit it. You can go in here and I can just change it to 30 cents if that's what you wanted to do that for, and hit save. And that will fix that card. And it doesn't show it's updated, but if we hit the refresh here, it should populate that correctly. So yeah, it's gone now. But yeah, I'm going to go through, I'm going to fix this. I'm going to talk with the boys here, how to just slow down when they're typing in the computer there and getting the right numbers put in. This is our storefront. It's kind of cool. You can see the actual cards on here, the ones that we have. This has been growing quite a bit. You can click through and see some of the different cards that the boys have been putting up. We've been able to list a lot more cards because we got a lot of bulk cards recently. As you can see, we have 51 Bulbasaurs here. So that we've been able to increase the card count in our store pretty quickly, because if we have 40 of one card, 50 of one card, they've been sorting every day, getting all these stacks, and then we come through and list them all at once. 45 of this card, 50 of that card, which makes it easy to get the storefront up a lot higher. Let me know if you guys are selling on eBay or TCG. I've heard eBay can be better at selling bulk sometimes if you do that. We've just been on TCGplayer. We did do one order on eBay right away. And we're thinking about maybe putting some of our higher end cards on there. And I'm a little sneak peek that we will have a video coming up soon that we did buy a big marketplace purchase for us, the boys here, and we'll be listing some. We have some slabs, some higher end cards, a bunch of hollows and whatnot that'll be going up, and we'll be shooting a video on that before we start listing those cards. So keep watching our channel. You'll see that coming up soon in the next couple of weeks. But now towards the end, I'm going to jump in this new chart that we're kind of doing here so we can keep track of sales. I've had 24 orders between eBay and TCG. Our first order was on eBay, and then we took everything off eBay, and I've just been doing solely TCGplayer right now. But you can see cards sold, $418. Net sales profit, $321.72. I'm going to be putting in our inventory and cards listed each week. I have not filled that all in yet, but that'll be coming in other reports and down the road, and I'll try to do this once a week so you can kind of check in. But you can see now that we are in week 8 of running our TCG store. Week 1, we had 3 orders with $146 in gross sales. Product sales was $137. Fees was $21.97. Shipping was $338. That was the buyer paid. And we also had a big eBay order in this one, so the fees are a little higher from eBay there. No refunds. Cards listed, sold, inventory count, that's coming soon. I will put that in. Our high sale was a Tyranitar V, the sleepy one that sold on eBay. When I think we underpriced that one. We talked that in another video. That was our first card selling. We probably should have started with a smaller card, not with one of our higher end cards right away. Week 2, we had 2 orders, $39.38. Product amount was $36. Fees was $587. Shipping charge $338. Net sales $33.51. And the big sale for that week was a Wiglet full art for $25. Week 3 was our biggest week in orders. We had 7 orders with $114.58. Product amount that we sold is $102.75. And if you're wondering why this number is higher, because the shipping was added to it there. Fees were $17.48, shipping $11.83, net sales $97, and the big one was the Drowsy full art that we sold for $70. And I will talk about that in a little bit, but that one we just shot a video on was the video right here. We just did a refund this last week for that order because we had listed as near mint, but it was more an LP, as we're finding out, and that's kind of hard to gauge sometimes, and the kids were putting that in there, and I should have probably looked at it a little closer. Plus, I'm learning along the way what is LP, what is moderately played, and those different things. So week 4, we had 1 order only, slowed down a little bit, went from a big week to a slow week, $21.69. Product amount was $20 that we sold in card value, and fees was $3.20, and shipping was $1.69, and net sales was $18.49, and the big one there was a Dragonite that we sold, and we actually sold another Dragonite just like that, so we had 2 of them that came up in the following week. I might have put that in wrong. Maybe we had 2 sales that week, actually. Yeah, we had 2 sales, so that should say 2 right there. So I'll have to fix that because something is off when I was putting in there. And let's see here. Week 5, 5 orders, $74.07. Product amount $65.62, $11 in fees, shipping $8.45, and net sales $62. And the big one here we had 5 orders, but we had 1 order that had 48 cards. This is the biggest order that we had for amount of cards sold. It was only $22, but they bought up a lot of our EV Evolves that we had just listed in bulk. This is when we started putting all our bulk stuff up, was shortly after this. That week was the week that we started putting stuff in, so you can kind of see that. Then week 6, we had 3 orders with $54, and product amount sales $49. Fees was $8.15, and shipping $5.07 with a net sale of $45.92. And the big one here was the full art Lickitung that my youngest boy sold. And then week 7, we have 3 orders with gross sales of $12.52, product amount $7.45, fees $2.57, shipping $5.07, net sales $9.95, and the big one here was a Pikachu for $3 and a Mew with a stamp for $3. And this Pikachu I know goes for a lot more, but this one was a heavily played, I believe, that they listed, so it wasn't as high a value, but it was still a pretty cool card. And then we also made a purchase for $700 with a bunch of product that we'll be putting up in coming weeks. And yeah, week 8 here, we have not had any sales yet as I'm shooting this video, but maybe some sales will come in before the end of the week here. Yeah, so if you like this update, how we say where our sales are and different stuff, I know the boys still got to enter a bunch of information here for where they are for their profits. But I figured I'd do a weekly dashboard and check in. I might be doing some more videos like this, and we'll be filling this in coming weeks. So stay tuned, watch more of our journey as we learn to sell cards on TCG Player and possibly eBay again. Watch the next video above if you like what we're doing and want to see more how to sell cards online.